Hey everybody, welcome to Ron's Wisdom Wednesday. Last time I talked to you about a book called Leveraging the Universe by a guy named Mike Dooley. By the way, I don't think I mentioned last week, Mike sends out a daily email message that I find very inspirational, and you can subscribe to it at tut.com, T-U-T.com. In it, I talked briefly about what one of the elements that Mike suggests you can use to make your life as fulfilling and as interesting as you had hoped. And the first element that he chooses is the one called you need to know what you want. And I know that sounds simple. It sounds very simple to know what you want. But quite frankly, I found the exercise to really understanding that not quite as simple as it might sound. Let me give you an example about knowing what you want. Last night, Sharon and I took the time to watch a television program on ESPN called Unguarded, and it was about a young basketball player, a guy named Chris Herren. Chris had outstanding talent at playing basketball in the late 80s and 90s, made every all-star team possible, but was plagued with one issue throughout his career that threatened to destroy not only his career but his life. If you have time, my suggestion is you Google Unguarded, or Chris Herren, and I believe there's some clips online that you can look at. But the point of my story is that Chris, after playing basketball for many years, found that what he was really doing was trying to prove himself to other people. And once he understood that the only person he needed to satisfy was himself, and he became a coach rather than a player, he found that he had an unusual ability to relate to kids and impact their life through his basketball teachings. And that's now what he does, and he lives a very fulfilled and a very almost exemplary life. I thought it was truly time well spent to watch this film last night, and I would suggest you do the same. Let me tell you a little bit about what Dooley says about knowing what you want. Life, the whole thing, is a discovery process, an adventure process. There are no preconditions. There are no prerequisites. You can have whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. Now, some of you will scoff at that line, but I don't, because I know it's true. That means there are simply no shoulds. Shoulds imply limits and obligations, or they imply that you are concerned about what other people think, or fitting into some kind of a mold, or making enough money, or the like. There is nothing helpful or empowering about shoulds. So give some time to thinking about what you really want. Not what you should do, but what you really want. So that's my thought for this week. Hopefully it has some impact on you, and if you've enjoyed the 2 or 3 minutes that we spent together this week. That's another edition of Ron's Wisdom Wednesday, and we will see you in next week. Bye now.